Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another special episode. Today, I have a very awesome guest with me. We're going to have a good time and a good conversation. I'm going to pass the camera off to that side and let them introduce themselves.
Hi.
What's up?
Hey, I'm Stacy, also known as the Spooky Booty.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing super good. How are you today?
Good. Thank you for coming here and sitting down and having a conversation with me.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's fun.
Yeah, I like to start off by kind of getting your superhero origin story, kind of like where you're from, and then kind of up to like where you're at right now, what you're doing right now. So can you tell us like, where you're from and what brought you to Arizona, or if you're from Arizona?
So I'm originally from Bullhead City. It's a really shitty small town in northern Arizona, close to Laughlin, Nevada. Everyone thinks it's the super nice city next to Laughlin, but that's 15 minutes from the real Bullhead City. It's just this ghetto, small little town.
Yeah.
I grew up with 8 people in a 2-bedroom trailer for almost like 8 years of my life. We finally got like a 4-bedroom trailer. We lived with like 12 people. So I just always grew up really small, little ghetto area. And then I didn't move out to Phoenix till I was like 10, then Tucson, back to Tempe, and then now Phoenix. So I just been cruising through Arizona the whole time.
Do you miss Bullhead? You want to go back there, or?
Hell no. It's a no.
No, okay. Not a lot of opportunity out there in Bullhead. I think I've drove through Bullhead a couple of times, and it's like a quick, like, you're
just
already
go through. Don't stop.
yeah. Definitely don't want to get a ticket out there too, I think.
Yeah, they're really rude on tickets out there.
Yeah. You'll catch a ticket for sure. I might have gotten a couple. So you came from there, and you're in Arizona, you're in the Phoenix area now. I've noticed you from modeling.
Yes.
So I noticed that you're kind of an eccentric model. You kind of like do your own thing, right? You like kind of breaking out of the mold of what other models are doing and making your own lane. And I was like, that's hella unique. Like, I gotta talk to her. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
So what got you into modeling?
So my entire life I've been into cars, and I didn't start car modeling until I think late 2021, early 2022. I got my Skyline in 2020, late 2020 is a 4-door Skyline. And after I got that, I felt a little bit more confident. I got done breaking up with my boyfriend 3.5 years, and I was like, all right, let's start somewhere. So I started doing car modeling with my Skyline, and then I ventured off doing some shows, and then I eventually did like a big show like Hot Import Night, and I was like, all right, I feel more comfortable in my body. But I noticed that all these models were, they all had OnlyFans, they all had a lot of makeup on, and I was like, all right, well, let me try and break out of this mold. So I've been trying to do the all natural, not sell myself on OnlyFans or do anything I don't want posted out there for anyone to see one day. So trying to shake it up.
I know we were talking a little bit about that before we started here, and the mentality is a little bit different now from what I've seen before in like in the modeling space. Is like, I have a couple of friends, acquaintances that work in the stripper culture.
Yeah.
And in that culture is also a lot of crossover into OnlyFans and things like that. It's like a pipeline. It's like you start modeling, you start stripping, and then you become an OnlyFans model. And I think there's still opportunity in doing like exclusive content, but it has to be creative. You got to be doing something that other people are not doing. If you're just making porn or finger banging, if you're just doing the same thing everyone else is doing, then it's like not really unique content. People may buy it one time and then they're never gonna come back again.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, what do you love about modeling and being in that industry?
Modeling's an empowering thing. I know in this world it's either you're too masculine or you're too feminine. I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
I just like be who you are, and modeling's an empowering thing. I feel like I'm like beautiful and I'm powerful, and I can do whatever the fuck I want when, I'm out there on a vehicle, whether it's half naked or in lingerie or, fully clothed in a long dress. It's just, modeling on a vehicle it's always been a fun thing. Doing boudoir on your own, like lingerie.
Yeah.
It's a little weird feeling personally, but it's something I still like to do. It's one of those things I'm trying to be more comfortable as.
Yeah. No, that's really dope. I don't know if I told you I'm a photographer, so I've been in photography for about 5 years now. Started off doing like events and social meetups, weddings, things like that. Then I was like, that's cool, but I really want to create unique things. So I did get into like birthday shoots, and I noticed that like people really love getting naked on their birthday. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, like
Oh yeah,
so
it's fun. I love it. I don't know. It's just like running around naked on your birthday, or just like
yeah.
it's like face or boobs and just cake smashing. Like I don't know. It's just fun. Like just seeing Ash just smash on a cake on your birthday. Love
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So like the birthday shoots eased me into like doing boudoir shoots.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I think this is what I'm more interested in than doing like the, family portrait shit. Like I think I like this type of stuff. And then I started doing meetups, like creative meetups, for like body positivity.
Yeah.
Because I want people to like be able to not be I don't know what you call it, like a traditional looking type of model.
Yeah.
Like you can be any shape, size, not any age. You can't be super young. Like you gotta be over 18, preferably over 21.
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you.
You know what I mean? But really, it's not exclusive for any particular body type or person. And I wanted people to be like, I can really come have a good time and feel sexy and vibe. And the photographers that I hire, and they're not creepy and stuff. So it's like really empowering for women. But I noticed that you said that you didn't wear makeup when you do your pictures. What's that about?
So I don't wear makeup. I don't wear foundation. There's a couple times I'll wear it, if depending on like the photographer, depending on the lighting, I'll have to wear makeup.
Yeah.
But I just choose not to. It's just, you don't see a lot of natural beauty, and I've always had a tough time in this industry because I've been a natural model. I don't edit out my cellulite, my stretch marks, my random red dots all over my face. But it's just, I've always had a hard time in this industry. I've never been the skinny model. I have a little bit of a tummy. I'm not super skinny, but it's always been a tough time because like you said, traditional models, the ones that are like, you have to be a certain weight, you have to be a certain size, and this and that. And it's like, I'm a size 13. I was like, I have 42-inch hips. I was like, I don't fit into any of these categories. And I noticed that a lot of these girls that are skinnier and more fit and more athletic, they always get these roles and stuff. But why don't like the bigger, thicker girls get the roles?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. And I mean, really, you represent kind of like what real women look like, like like the Barbie type of shape is not really a real thing. Like no woman naturally has a butt that's that big and hips that small and then boobs that big, and then what I mean, like the proportions are kind of off. And I'm not judgmental, like people can do what they want, but I think there's other different looks that we can explore as creatives and people that like making photography and art. So
it reminds me of the medieval times, when they used to wear the corsets and have their boobs super big, and they used to wear those things that gave them the dump truck, like with this like, it's just, I wish people were more comfortable in who they are and weren't just trying to be a part of like these, because a Barbie movie came out, I want to be all pink and I want to have all these fillers and stuff. Like, why don't you just feel more yourself? Stop feeling yourself because something came out or because of something's trending.
Yeah.
Why don't you just feel it out before you say like, I'm gonna automatically put 2 mLs in my lips and then it's gonna like right here and then I can't breathe out of my nose. Like,
wild. So I gotta ask you, how did you get the name Spooky Booty? Is it just spooky, or is it just booty? Or spooky booty? Yeah.
So the Spooky Booty, everyone always everywhere I gone, they always used to just like say, hey cheeks or hey booty, and I'm like I'm just gonna get like a better name. And so I think in 2020 I got rid of this cringy name I had because of my old car, super cringy. And I was like, let's do something different. Spooky Booty. And spooky because I'm the only child on both sides of my mother and father in 8 generations or 9 that's only born in October. So I was like, it's a little spooky about the booty. And then, I get some things right sometimes that are kind of spooky, like people's birthdays. And I'm like, ooh, that's kind of crazy. Got to feel them out first.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I was way off. My assumption was like you're a white girl with a booty. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it's a little
like
spooky,
ghostly white,
yeah.
and you got a booty. So I was like, that's how she got spooky booty. So in some of your pictures, you like your butt is out. Like, what inspired that action? Where did that come from? Like, what was the thought behind that?
My ass has always been in my personality, like personality, or how you put it with like personality with ass.
Did you combine personality with ass just now?
Yeah, it's just
vocab word of the way, personality.
Personality. That's some weird word, but you know what I mean? It's just my ass has always been a part of my personality, and you know, my funny thing is people are like, oh damn, shake what your mama give you. I'm like, my daddy gave me, sorry. So it's always been funny, like when people talk about like your ass or your hips, you know. I was made fun of from 5th grade to 8th grade for my hips, because my hips have always swayed because I have hip issues. But so I mean, I'm kind of used to people just making fun of me or saying shit about my hips or my ass. I'm like, that sucks.
But then you found out that your body type is what's
loved. I'm like, all right, well, here we are. Look at me now.
That's crazy how, like, you know, people might have these issues with their bodies, or like people bully or judge them about their bodies, and then that's like the end thing now, like it becomes popular. So in some of your pictures, did the photographer tell you, like, did you just pull down your pants and show your butt, or did the photographer tell you, like, how did that come about?
So no photographers ever told me to do that. I think I've only had maybe like 2 owners of vehicles be like, hey,
do your booty thing.
Yeah, do your booty thing. I see your ass out. Whip it out. And I'm like, shit. But it's usually the troqueando guys and stuff like that. So it's the truck scene and stuff like that. They usually just like whip the booty out. I'm like,
it's
okay.
Signature.
Yeah, it's literally my signature. Everyone says my ass is my signature. I'm like, it really is. I gotta start learning to write with my ass cheeks. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Put a pin in there.
I know. I gotta learn how to move my cheeks to write my initials. I'm gonna learn it.
So if I could ask you, like, you say you had a boyfriend. Like, how does that work with being in the modeling industry and being in a like serious relationship? Like, how's that working?
Well, he's a photographer. So I won't get into
no jealousy
issues. No, there's never been jealousy, you know. Like, I'm like, hey, like, I'm gonna go shoot with this photographer, and he's like, okay. He's like, you know, we have our locations on, you know, when we go outside, you know, like, hey, like, you know, because we're like an hour safety. It's like an hour and out, like, for everything around the Phoenix area, so you never know, like, oh, you can break down, you may have an issue. There's only been one time I had an issue with a photographer, and that was like maybe like 2 years ago before I was with him. But you know, he's a photographer. He shoots models. He shoots cars. We're trying to get him to shoot with more models. We used to when we were originally just friends and stuff. We actually used to do like model coaching. We coordinated. We coached and Cece. We coached about like 4 or 5 girls together.
Nice.
And it's a really cool thing, you know. There's never jealousy, and if there's anything they're like, hey, you know, I'm feeling like a certain way, or like, you know, something like that, everything's very vocal. We've never really had fights or anything.
Yeah, that's that's amazing. Like, kudos to you guys. You know, when I would do shoots, especially like boudoir, sexier shoots, I would talk to the model beforehand to see who they're gonna bring with them, because sometimes they would bring their man and their boyfriend or whoever, and that energy can be like really off-putting if they're not like
super hit or miss.
Yeah, if they're not supportive of it and they're over there kind of mean mugging and not happy about it, it's like hard to kind of like have a good time and create the work. So I'm just like, hey, like, just don't invite them if they're not supportive, because that's going to be a weird vibe. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Let them know that. So what advice do you have for people that are interested in getting into modeling? Like, what would you tell them, like, where to start or what to do?
You gotta have some tough fucking skin. Okay. Super tough fucking skin. It's a cruel world. Every day you're told something about your body, your face, whatever it may be. I mean, I have people still talking shit on my post, and I'm like, that's crazy. I was like, you're talking shit. Why you should be taking care of something else? That's crazy.
Yeah.
But
that's wild.
Yeah, it's very interesting, but no, That's
Any advice you want? Like, if someone says, I want to become a model right now, like, what do you think they should go do? Should they go to like the TFPs, those like meetups, and just try to build their catalog? Or
I think get comfortable with yourself first. I think that's the number one thing, because you can go to these photo shoots and stuff, and then you get these photos done, but then you're like, you look scared or you look weird in the thing, and no one's coached you or helped you or wanted to hey, maybe like relax your shoulders or something. Just I say get more comfortable and learn how to take photos on your phone with a timer from a distance. Start with that, and then maybe go to like a photo meetup, or start going to those little car meets, and then go to those car shows. There's a lot of car shows all these car shows in Arizona, they pretty much do free models. There's a lot of these shows don't pay models and stuff. Like the one I'm doing next week, Dreamfest, they're paying me and the other model as well to be there. So it's nice for them to do that. They're not from Arizona, so that's why they're doing it.
Oh, that's amazing. What about working with agencies or modeling agencies? Have you done that before, or are you interested in getting in that world?
So that's been a super hit and miss, because agencies that conform you, they conform how you talk, and me, I'm very vocal. You're not going to tell me to shut my mouth, or hey, you can't act like that, or hey, you need to be a little more polite. Like, no, we're not beating around the bush. And it's like a lot of these agencies and stuff, they'll make you conform to certain weights and certain like sizes and stuff. Like me, I'm between like 3 different categories, and I'm like, they're like, well, you need to be one of these. I'm like, well, I can't. I'm like, I'm a little thicker. I can't be a part of like these little categories. And so it's one of those things where
this depends on maybe the agency and how
reputable they are. You have to get a lot of background on agencies before anything, because I don't even know which agencies to trust out here. I've heard so many bad things about agencies here, bad things about Vegas agencies, and you just don't know anymore. You got to do a lot of research and fact checking and stuff before you say, hey, I want to go and be part of an agency, or I want to be part of this corporation. It's just
a lot of things that you can do on your own now. You don't necessarily need an agency. I would say look into like what value they bring to the table, what they can do, or what their expertise is in that you don't do. Because if you need that for like the next level of your career, and they can do something that you don't know how to do yet, then maybe you can consider that. But you also brought up a good point about like autonomy to be yourself. Like, are they going to be controlling my social media? Can I express myself, my opinions and stuff? Like, I still want to, create my own brand and not be like managed by something that's not
micromanaged.
I want to be authentic and be real. For sure. So what are your next plans right now? Like, what projects are you working on? What are your goals that you have coming up?
So I have a couple events coming up. I'm modeling this concert lowrider show. It's this Saturday. I think it's about 6 o'clock or 4 o'clock it starts. It's all the way down till 2 p.m. It's downtown Phoenix off of 16th Street off the I-17. And then next week I have Dreamfest in Tucson. It's drag racing and just a bunch of fun car stuff. This year I'm trying to get my Skyline finished. I have a rebuild hopefully being done in Vegas, so hopefully get her back. I want to go drifting a little bit more. It's drifting's always fun. I can't. I can't.
Is that Fast and the Furious type stuff? Like you were
where you go sideways and nearly hit each other all the time? I have a couple of videos of me like slamming into the walls and stuff.
Oh my gosh!
Are
those on your Instagram?
No.
Where can we find those videos?
Those videos are on my phone for a good reason, because of legal issues.
Got you.
Yes, I had to pay someone. About $3,200 because I smashed in their front end of the 240 while I was drifting, and I was like, I'm not gonna be a piece of shit friend. Like, let me just like help you like buy it back, even though we stopped being friends after that, rude ass. I was like paying you back, but hopefully I'm gonna finish the Skyline and then focus more on venturing out to California and modeling, and hopefully go and see my family in Spain that I haven't seen before.
Oh, that's incredible. You have family out there that you're gonna be meeting for the first time. That's really great. So I like to ask people, what is your grand vision for yourself? Like in 5 years, what is Spooky Booty doing? Are you on Sports Illustrated? Are you hosting the Grammys? Are you like, what is your grand vision of yourself or where you want to be? Are you throwing wild parties at mansions? Like, what's going on?
Let's see. So hopefully by then I'll be a little bit more calm.
Yeah.
I'll be almost 30 then, so hopefully I'll be a little more calmed down, and hopefully, I will be like, the MMA fights have the ring girls. I've always wanted to do ring girls.
Yeah.
I used to do BMX growing up, so I would like to go to those, be a motocross girl.
Yeah.
And snap, I would like to be just financially and mentally in a better situation.
Yeah.
Like, where the like coast of the ocean is and stuff, nice in Spain.
Yeah, no, speak that into existence.
Yes.
Because, when you say it now, all you have to do now is just put in the work and you're going to get there.
And I also hoped I have a right-hand drive NSX soon.
Oh, okay. We got a speedster over here. Someone
speed addict.
Yeah, someone like she got here before me today. She was like, "Where you been? I've been here already."
I was like, 2 minutes.
Yo, I appreciate you coming on the podcast here today. Can you let people know where to find you on the interwebs, where your social medias are, all your handles?
You can find me on Instagram. It's at the Spooky Booty. The Spooky and then Booty, just normally how it's spelled. It's the one and only. You'll see big old butt cheeks on a bike. It's me.
Dope. Well, thank you for coming and being on the show. I really appreciate it.
Sweet. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Shit has gotten to me before. Absolutely.
Yeah. I tell people like social media is not a real place. Like the way people engage and they talk. It's like, it's not real. People don't normally talk like that. People wouldn't say that to you. If they do say that to you, you would be like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, you know what I mean?
It's Twitter fingers.
It's not a real thing. Twitter fingers. Yes. That's a good way to describe that. So I just went back live here, or recorded, we're not live. You are saying about how people deal with the industry. Like, you want to elaborate on that?
So this industry, it's very ruthless. It's very cruel. Everyone is going to be talking about your body. Someone's going to be talking about your weight. Someone's going to be talking about your height. Someone's going to be talking about your makeup. Oh, your boobs are not big enough. Oh, you don't have enough big enough ass. Everyone's always going to try to belittle you, try to make you feel like less who you are. You kind of just got to brush it off. I've had stuff got to me before and it's not made me any better. There's stuff like this. You can feed into it, not gonna go anywhere. It's gonna be just stupid shit. But you can honestly just look at it and just be like, all right, that's crazy. Blocked. You just don't need to feed into it. You can look at it, because the longer you look at it, the longer it's gonna dwell in your mind. Especially as women, we constantly like, oh, how could we have done this better? What if we should have said this time? It's like we constantly always dwell what we could have done, what we should have done, and it's like, all right, well, just take that out of your mind. Delete, blocked, no more there.
Yo, that's really great advice. I like to visually think of like bad things or things that aren't positive, like being destroyed. Like almost like an old record player or like some old film that catches fire. I'll think of like what was done in my mind or what was said, and then I'll think of it like some TNT being by it and it just blowing it to smithereens and it just doesn't exist anymore. Because if you let it live, your brain, like our brains are kind of tricky, right? Like our brains are trying to protect us, but also it can fixate on the bad shit. So it's like, you got to tell your brain to chill and be like, don't think about the bad shit. We got to destroy that shit. Focus on the good shit. And people are always not always, some people will use negativity against you and they will, pretty much whatever you share with them, they'll use that against you. So I do tell people, like, be mindful of what you put online. Like, if whatever you shared, like, just don't give a fuck about it because people will, like, be people about
and pick apart it and everything. And there's also other thing that you should be very vocal about is when you're uncomfortable in this industry.
Yeah.
If a photographer or a model or a car owner is saying, hey, can you send me a picture of that outfit, like a selfie? It's like, and you don't want to do that. Don't be like, hey, I feel uncomfortable. And be very vocal of when someone touches you without permission, when you, because that is adjusting a model without permission, that is still considered sexual assault. It is. And unfortunately for me, I was quiet for the longest about it. And it bit me in the ass. And now I have to deal with some court stuff. And but you gotta be honest about everything. If you keep lying to yourself, like, oh no, this didn't happen, you are gonna hurt yourself so much worse in the end. And you need to be vocal in this industry. If you're not vocal, you're gonna get walked on, you're gonna get stumbled on, and no one's gonna remember who you are. You need to be vocal and you need to be consistent.
No, that's also very great advice. Be vocal, be consistent. If someone's on some fuck shit, call them out. You know what I mean?
Or if you feel something's like off or weird, tell somebody. Have somebody go with you. Figure it out. Like don't let stuff like have a little like, oh, I brushed it off. Like if you feel a little bit of worry, you need to address it with yourself and why you feel this way, and then take control from there. Yeah,
that's true. That's a good point. I would say if you're uncomfortable, definitely practice mindfulness and think about how you feel in that particular situation. Also, as a photographer, be aware of your proximity. Like even not even touching, just being kind of close. Like I like to, for one thing, I prefer to shoot with friends anyway. So it's just more comfortable for me because we're all like actually friends. So whether I bump you or you hit me or something, we're not like, we already know our relationship.
Exactly.
You know? So, but if it's a brand new person and you just met them and you're just establishing that connection, just, you know, talk to them about the boundaries and stuff. That way the level of comfort's there. But yeah, that's really great advice that you're giving. Anything else that you think, you know, people should know about the industry or you think will be beneficial for models to know?
Just make sure you stay true to yourself, stay honest, and just speak up whenever you feel a certain type of way. But you know, it's a tough industry. If you got some cojones on you, mama, you know, take advantage of this industry. You know, take it by the horns. You know, make it the best you can. I mean, be the best what you can be. If you want to be the best with your ass out, be the best with your ass out. You want to have your boobs out, have your boobs out. If you want to be very conservative, be conservative, but be the best of who you're going to be and be the most authentic version of it.
I love that. Own it, right? You own it. Own your sexuality, own your confidence. If you got your boobs or butt out, like, own that shit.
Own all of it.
Yeah. That's dope. Shoot, appreciate you coming back and dropping those gems. This is like a second parter. It's like a two-parter. Y'all got a bonus right now. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you go to her social media and follow her. And if you're a photographer, a publishing agency, you book models, reach out. They can reach out to you. Reach out and book her, you know? And thank you guys for watching the show. Oh, you got more?
If you're a model, you need some help, let me know. If you need photographer, you know, he's one as well.
Oh, true. I am a photographer, so yeah.
Get yourself out there.
Yeah.
Get yourself.
Thank you. Awesome. Cool. That's good stuff.
FleekSauce Photography and Video Production, a fun experience creating digital content. Brought to you by The Perfect Vibes. Let's create something unforgettable. Thank you.